we got to talk about our friends over at, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, Deke?
Yeah.
Manscaped. I just get excited when I talk about them, bro.
Hey, man. They're trying to help all the guys out for the summer, right?
Hey, man, it's hot guys summer. You know that. And we all have to be prepared to perform at our highest level in whatever situation and scenario that we get in. So with that being said, you know what Manscaped dropped, right? Some type of performance package.
Yeah,
right?
you might have to remind me a little bit.
So with this performance package, right? I know you remember the 3.0, right? With the lawnmower 3.0, but now we got to have that 4.0 because, you know, the 4.0 has the new lawnmower 4.0 with the little like ticky that goes on and off so you can see where you're, you know, trimming, whether it's delicate or not delicate. Make sure you can see what you're doing. But with the lawnmower 4.0, that's included in the performance package 4.0, ladies and gents. Because in that performance package, you got to have your lawnmower. You have to have your weed whacker. We already talked about that. No nostril hairs, no ears hair. Those aren't attractive. People don't like that, all right? Shave them, trim them. But also crop reviver, crop refresher. So that way everything around your crop and your twins smell fine at all times, especially during these hot summer temperatures. But you know how we also say with this thing with Manscaped, man, we don't talk about it if we don't have a promo code, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope.
So if you use the promo code MOATS, MOATS, you will receive 20% off your purchase along with free shipping worldwide. D, that sounds like a great deal, man.
Always does, dude.
Sounds like
it seems like all these sponsors and these deals, they're good deals all around, really.
You know why? Because they know what's up. They're catching on to what we got growing here. And they're catching on to what y'all are doing as well. So y'all keep showing love. We keep showing love. They keep showing love. And we're going to keep this thing growing. Steelers announcing no training camp in Latrobe. And not because of the Pittsburgh Steelers, because of the National Football League saying that their plans to host training camp at Latrobe were not approved. This is interesting here, man. Now, give you full context here. The Dallas Cowboys, they host training camp away from their facilities, similar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's about 4 teams, I think, that still do it. Pittsburgh Steelers, the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Dallas Cowboys. They actually leave and host training camp at a college or a different location. Right now, though, the Dallas Cowboys have been approved to host their training camp in California. They have built up a facility out there. It's a nice little spectacle, but they've been allowed to go out there to host their training camp. Whereas our plans to go and host training camp in Latrobe, like we're traditionally accustomed to doing, the NFL reviewed them and denied them. We don't necessarily know why, but we were denied that right. So we had to ask the people, what are our thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? Why are we not allowed to host training camp at Latrobe for the people? I mean, that was some of my favorite memories, man. Now, granted, I didn't like the practices and, you know, just being there that long, but the fan interaction, it was unrivaled, man. You're coming out there in front of thousands of fans for practice, like the autographs, the pictures, just the moments that are created, the content for fans as well, man, in terms of being able to get pictures and videos, that not being available to the Pittsburgh Steelers now. Is that okay? I mean, were the Cowboys right? Should the Cowboys have been able to get that access as well? I mean, it's a lot with this right here, man.
I wonder what it is, because there's one side that makes me think maybe the facility, like it's just the St. Vincent's facility that isn't up to par with the current COVID protocols or whatever it is, just because it's not like spacious and laid out. I'm sure wherever the Cowboys are going, it's probably, you know, completely decked out.
Well, yeah, they built a full like resort for their practice set, and it's like they built up a hotel, practice facility, supposed like shopping areas around it as well, and like seriously, they built a whole like community for their training camp. It's nuts, bro. Yeah.
Did the Chiefs and the Bills get approved?
The Chiefs, they have been approved. They're going to another small. It's like Missouri State College or something like that. That's where they're going.
See, that makes you wonder things. Then.
I haven't seen anything on Buffalo yet, but Buffalo, they go to St. John Fisher. It's similar to St. Vincent College, but the one thing that's different about St. Vincent compared to the other three is St. Vincent is a private university. And we know it's a religious university. Why is that significant? The other two colleges are public. And when we talk about COVID-19 and the vaccination restrictions and stuff like that from a testing protocol, going down there to minicamp a week ago, the loopholes that you have to, it's not even loopholes, it's the hurdles that you have to go through to get access to be around the players or NFL personnel because of COVID. It is a ton of testing, a ton of stuff. Even if you're vaccinated, it doesn't matter. They're going to do this. So when you think about the people that are exempt from vaccinations, they say what if it has a medical issue or the religious exemption. So if the NFL feels that, well, we can't guarantee that the staff there is going to be vaccinated or that the people that are going to be working the campus are going to be vaccinated, then we can't allow this team to operate there. That's kind of how I started to look at it, because that's the only thing that would make sense in terms of why we wouldn't be approved versus the Chiefs along with the Cowboys as well.
We'll have to see with the Bills.
Yeah.
Because you're more familiar with the Bills, where the Bills are going. Mm-hmm. You're saying it's really similar, though, outside of just similar, the public-private? It's just a public,
yeah, that's it. But it's a similar, yeah.
I wonder if the Chiefs, like, what if the Bills don't get approved, though? I wonder if the Chiefs spots, like, somehow spaced out a little bit better. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, like, I don't know, bro.
I think that's got to be it. I can't really think of another reason why that would be the case.
Eric Winslow just says it's because the no fun league. That's what he says. And then he also says, or excuse me, daggone it jumped on me again. Oh, I can't read that, Eric. You know I can't read that, baby. But oh my goodness, where it just here we
Chat
go.
Moves on you.
Yeah, I'm about to say a move. Joey says the Bills said that they aren't going away for training camp, so that's news for them as well. They said they're not going to be leaving.
They didn't get approved.
Well, I don't know if they didn't get approved. The way that Joey words it is just the Bills said that they're not going to go away for camp. But I will say they weren't. I don't feel like they were as like committed to St. John Fisher. Like how, you know, in Pittsburgh, we're like, yo, it doesn't matter. Like
people talk about it being the Mecca.
Right.
Like if you're a Steelers fan, you got to do it once in your life. Just go to training camp.
I just don't. So it might have been an easier decision for them to just say, well, you know what? We'll stay here for this season at least, because everything is still starting to get back opened up, but it's not completely opened up yet.
Okay. Is it just going to make things easier for the Steelers? Just being where do they do it at? UPMC, Heinz Field?
So it's going to be at Heinz Field and at UPMC, the south side, the sports complex that we have over there. And from my understanding, the initial start of it, they will be at the south side. And then from there, they'll go over to Heinz Field. And some of the practices will be open to fans, because that's the part that is different, right? At Latrobe, 90% of the practices are open to fans. Whereas when it's at Heinz Field, it's the reverse of that. It's like one or two that are open. So that's going to be interesting to follow as well, because that also goes to the NFL approving fans being allowed at the practices, because a fan's access at practice compared to fans access at games are night and day. I mean, in practice, you're able to talk to these guys. Like, it's literally right there. I mean, and the players can go over there and talk to you and stuff like that. So just the access part, if the NFL feels that, hey, we're not comfortable enough putting the players or the coaches in that type of position, maybe that limits their access as well at Heinz Field compared to Latrobe. So it's just a lot of nuance with it, man.
Yeah. So we'll just be operating basically the same way as 29, 30 other teams in the league. It's just these four teams that you talked about, us,
Correct.
The Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the Bills,
like
that
Green
do
Bay,
this special type of training camp.
They stay in a hotel, but they practice at they practice right there in
but
at Green Bay.
All these other places will have limited
Arizona.
fans at their stadiums for training camp then too, right?
Correct.
It's not like the two special treatments then are the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But like if it was up in Latrobe, like how much different would it be than it would be like a normal Latrobe?
Well, what do you mean by that? Excuse me.
This training camp this season, how much different would it be than training camp 5 years ago in terms of the fan interactions and that type of stuff?
I think
because maybe that's how it got disapproved. Maybe the Steelers have some of that stuff allotted in there where it's like, we want to do this.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say the biggest thing, as we know, it just depends on the perception of COVID, the perception of vaccine, the perception of comfort level. We saw, I mean, this is no news to anybody, but when us as a nation are viewing things and saying that it's not as significant, typically everything follows suit and things get more relaxed and access is there. But when we view and we say, well, no, this is crazy, everything has to stop. We've seen where when the perception around it is that everything halts, even though information necessarily doesn't change a lot. That's just typically what happens. So I think more so whatever the perception that the NFL might have saw and said that, hey, man, we perceive this as this isn't going to look good. People still might freak out. That could be it. Because honestly, when we're talking about if fans are still going to be at Heinz Field, what's the biggest difference between a fan at Heinz Field versus a fan at Latrobe? If I'm at practice and I go over and I still high five them, didn't matter where I was at. I still had that interaction. But the perception though of, oh man, it's Latrobe, everybody's like right on top of each other versus, oh, this is Heinz Field. You're going to sit here for a game on Sunday, right? Oh, that's different. That's why I just say, like, I just think it's more of a perception versus a legitimate, oh, this is safer than that. I just think that that's the mindset with them, man, because they know the perception runs their dollar. If they're perceived as doing anything that's reckless, which is why the concussion thing became a big thing, right? Whenever the perception isn't what they think it should be, they're going to alter what they're doing for that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, kind of BS, but I think that's probably some of the reasoning. I mean, because we didn't get to see the plan. Like we don't know anything about this. But whenever you think of the Steelers going to Latrobe, you think of like that interaction and stuff.
Absolutely,
like it feels like it wouldn't be the same if that wasn't the case.
Like, bro, I love it, man. I was big on the interaction. Like, I'm a person that loves fans, like loves to be around the people, feed off the energy. And I mean, even to the point where even in my book, I got pictures of me in Latrobe at training camp with fans, man. Like my kids, they love it. Like everybody loves it. It's just a cool scene. So to have that not be available, it definitely does suck,
this should be the last year then, though. I mean, next year, it should be all back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see just how everything has progressed thus far. Seriously. The difference of just a year ago, everything having to be virtual versus now actually being able to show up to a practice in person was cool, right? As a media person,
baseball games, full stands now.
Like we're seeing that start to come back. So just a matter of time, man. That's humans though, right? Humans as a whole, man, we're resilient. We figure out, how to overcome whatever obstacle it was, and we rally from that, man. So we got to keep it going. And just like how, us as humans rally, the people in the chat rally as well. We asked them. We said something to them. What we said? We said, hey, could we get 450 likes? Because we were sitting at 400, right?
Okay.
And we had a couple conversations, but the people responded. You know what they responded with? 457 likes right now. In fact,
we might as well get to 500.
But before we get to the 500, wherever you're at right now, give yourself a hand clap, man, because I'm proud of y'all and y'all efforts, man. Y'all should be very proud of yourselves, man. All right. And with that being said, since y'all did get to 450 likes, I feel a little generous as well, man. So you know what we're going to do? It's June 25th. Okay. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When's 4th of July? That's next week?
Kind of. Week and a half.
Like week and a half? Okay. So what we'll do is this then. From today until the 4th of July, since y'all have liked the content like this on all of the merchandise, right? Art the Most Experience with Deke shirt, the podcast shirt, hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs. Use the promo code MOATS. We're giving you 20% off on all your purchases.
Whoa.
Up until the 4th of July. That's what y'all got. It's 471 likes in here right now, bro. We could give them that.
Wow, we almost got 500.
Bro, we could give them that. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Damn.
They clearly are rocking with us. We know that they like the shirts too. We've seen them. We've seen people with the shirts. We've seen them with the hoodies. It's right under the link in terms of every video that you see now with us. It has all the links for the podcast merchandise, but use the promo code MOATS, just MOATS, get 20% off, man. Since y'all, all these likes and stuff like that, man, we can reward them
shout
that,
out.
Man. Hey,
definitely.
Man, give yourselves a hand clap though, man. We appreciate y'all, man. From the heart, we appreciate y'all on that, baby. Yes, indeed. But I like, man.
Destin versus the World. Definitely copping some pod merch.
They doing their thing, man. They are doing their thing.
Zach Battle's wondering about your book now too.
Oh man, well Zach, couple of things on the book, man. First off, I appreciate you asking about the book, The Moats Theory of Life. But what you could do in terms of purchasing it, just go to moatstheory.com. You can get it easiest that way. Also, for those that are in Grantsville, Maryland, this weekend, I'll be out there tomorrow from 3 to 6 p.m. They have their big Grantsville Day park event where it's parade. They got fireworks and stuff going on like that today, live music. But I'll be out there from 3 to 6 p.m. tomorrow doing a book signing, meet and greet as well. So, like I said, fun. It's going to be activities for children, adults. It doesn't matter. It's a free event to come to as well. And Grantsville, man, is like 2 hours from here, also from the Pittsburgh area. So yeah, that's another thing, man. If you're in that area, you can pull up out there, man, as well, man, to get the copy of the book. But worst case, MoatesTheory.com, and you got options to have it signed or not signed, but either way, you know I got you, baby. You know I'm gonna show that love. Yes, indeed. And Drew, yes, signed versions of the book are on MoatesTheory.com. Yes, and you have the option if you wanted to be personalized as well. That's available to you also.
Nice.
Yep, man. So man, we're of the people. You got the paperback option, you got the hardback option, because we've talked about that. Some people we like the paperback, the being able to bend it a little bit, and then you got the more cathedral look, the more classical, like as you see right here. This is the more classical look right here, So yeah. But no, that's dope, man. We appreciate y'all on that. And yeah, John C, like I said, it would be signed. Yes, indeed.